Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel EXP22 Excel Chapter 5 Cumulative Assessment Travel. So, project description is you are the manager of information technology team, you are employees and go to the training workshop and the national conference to keep the data fields. You created list expenses by category each employees to the last 6 months. Now you want to the subtotals data and view to the total cost by employees, and then pivot tables look at the data from the different perspective. So assignment title is EXP22 Excel Chapter 5 Cumulative Assessment Travel. If you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. If you want to complete MylTLab courses, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Access, we can do online courses, accounting, math, stat, finance, economics, writing, and other courses. So we move to the main projects tab. Total project is 20. So step number 1 is start Excel download and open the file name exp22 Excel chapter 5 cumulative assessment travel. Data has automatically added you last time to the beginning of the file name. Go to the Excel worksheets. I have already downloaded the Excel file. So question number 1 is a complete. Downloaded the Excel files, and we move to the question number 2. So question number 2 is before using the subtotal command, you must first sort the data. On the subtotal worksheet, sort the data by employees and further sort by category, both in alphabetical orders. On the subtotal worksheets, go to the Excel worksheets and go to the subtotal worksheets and sort the data by employees and then further sort by category. Sort the data by employees, go to the data tabs and go to the sort and filter group, click the sorts and sort the data by employees, sort the data by employees and further sort by category. Add a second level by the employees and by the category. So the second level is to the category, both in alphabetical orders A to Z, and click OK. So question number 2 is complete. We can move to the question number 3. So question number 3 is you want to subtotal the data, calculate expenses by employees. Use the subtotal feature to insert the subtotal by employees to calculate the total expenses by employees. Select the summary below data. Use the subtotal feature to insert the subtotal row by employees to calculate the total expenses by the employee and select the summary below the data. Go to the Excel worksheets and go to the data tabs, go to the outbound groups and click the subtotal. So subtotal is add the each changes to the employee and employees to calculate the total expenses by employee and select the summary below the data. So use the function is to the sum, calculate the value, total expenses and by employees and select the expenses to the category and below the summary below the data and replace grant the subtotal and click OK. So question number 3 is a complete. We can move to the question number 4. So our question number 4 is now you want to hide the detail for 2 employees, focus on the detail for the remaining employees and collapse the division and million section to show only their total, leave the other employee individual row display. So collapse the buttons and click the Davidson's total is collapse the button, and next is and the Miller section, and second is to the Miller section. Miller totals, collapse the button. On there, leave the other implies individual row display. So other is row display. So question number 4 is a complete. We can move to the question number 5. So question number 5 is a for a more detailed analysis you are ready to create the pivot table and use the expenses worksheet to create the blank pivot table on the new worksheets. Name is to summary and name the pivot table to the category. So go to the expenses worksheets, go to the expenses worksheets and create the blank pivot tables on the new worksheet. Name is to the summary and name the pivot table is to the category. So the new worksheet name is to the summary. Copy the name summary and go to the insert tabs and click the recommended pivot table and click the blank pivot tables. So insert the new sheet 1 is to the blank pivot tables and rename the new worksheet name is to the summary. So copy the name and sheet 1 is right clicks and click the rename. Sorry, right clicks and click the rename and paste the summary, press enter button. And next is the name the pivot table to the category. So the pivot table name is category. Copy the pivot table name and go to the pivot table, analyze and click the pivot table. So pivot table name is category and press enter button. So question number 5 is a complete. We can move to the question number 6. So question number 6 is a you want to include the category and expenses field in the pivot table and use the category and expenses field. Enable Excel to determine where the field go in the pivot table. Use the category and expenses fields. So click the category and expenses field, category and expenses field and enable the Excel determine where the field go in the pivot tables and enable the all field button is to the category and expenses fields. So question number 6 is complete and we move to the question number 4. Sorry, question number 7. So question number 7 is you want to display the average expenses instead of totals and modify the value field to determine the average expenses by category and change the custom name to the average expenses. Modify the value fields to determine the average expenses by category and change the custom name to the average expenses. For the value fields to the average expenses. So right clicks and go to the value and sum of expenses. Go to the value field settings. Value field determine the average expenses by the category. So click the average of expenses by the category and change the custom name to the average expenses. So copy the custom name average expenses and click the custom name to the average expenses and click OK. So change the custom name to the average expenses to the average expenses by category and change the custom name to the average expenses. So our question number 7 is the complete. We can move to the question number 8. So question number 8 is a format the value field accounting number formats. Format the value field with the accounting number formats. Right clicks and go to the value field settings. So open the value field setting dialog box and go to the number formats and apply the accounting number formats. So click the accounting and accounting number formats, click OK and again OK. So apply the accounting number formats. So question number 8 is the complete. We can move to the question number 9. So question number 9 is you want to display a meaningful label and select the different layouts, type a category in a cell A3 and change the grand total layout option on row only. So select the cell A3 to category, type the category in a cell A3 and change the grand total layout option on the row on a for row only. So select the cell as A3, is type the category and press enter button. And next is a change the grand total layout option on for row only. Go to the grand totals and go to the pivot table, go to the design tabs and go to the layout tabs. Sorry, go to the layout groups and grand total layout option on a for row only. Grand total on a for row only. So question number 9 is a complete. And we can move to the question number 10. So question number 10 is apply a light blue pivot style dog to and display the banded row. Apply the light blue pivot style dogs to and then display the banded row. And apply the light blue pivot style dog to apply the light blue pivot style dog to light blue pivot style dogs to blue pivot style 9s and white pivot style light 2, white pivot style lights 1 and none, light blue pivot style dark 2. Go to the light blue pivot style dark 2, light blue pivot style medium 2, scroll down and click the go to the dogs and click the light blue pivot style dark 2 and click OK and display the banded row. So go to the design tabs and go to the pivot style options, click the display the banded row and click the banded row. So display the banded row. So question number 10 is a complete. Question number 10 is complete, and we move to the question number 11. So question number 11 is, to make it easy to filter the pivot table result, and you will insert the format slicer and insert a slicer by for the employees field. Change the slicer height to inches and apply the light blue slicer style dark 5. Move the slicer so that the upper left corner in the cell A10. Insert the slicer by employees fields and change the slicer height 2 inches and apply the light blue slicer style dark 5 and move the slicer so that the upper left corner in the cell A10. Insert the slicer to the employees fields, go to the insert tabs and go to the filter groups, click the slicer. So insert the slicer is to the employees field, click the employees fields and click OK. So insert the slicer is employees fields and change the slicer height 2 inches. Slicer height 2 inches. So the height is 2 inches. Press enter and apply the light blue slicer style dark 5. Light blue slicer style dark 5. Go to the slicer style, light blue slicer style dark 5. Light blue slicer style dark 5. Click OK. And next is the move the slicer so that the upper left corner in the cell A10. Move and drag the slicer in the cell A10. So question number 11 is a complete. We can move to the question number 12. So question number 12 is you want to insert another pivot table to analyze the data on the expenses worksheet and use the expenses worksheet to create the another blank pivot table on the sheets. Name total and name the pivot table employees. Add the employees to the row and add the expenses field to the value area and sort the pivot table from the largest to smallest expenses. Use the expenses worksheets. Go to the expenses worksheets and create the another blank pivot table and sheet name is to the total. So create the blank pivot table in the sheet expenses worksheets. Go to the insert tabs and go to the table groups. Click the recommended pivot tables and click the blank pivot table. So create the blank pivot table and sheet name is to the total. So copy the sheet name is total and sheet 2 start is to right clicks and click the rename to the total and press enter button. Next is name the pivot table to the employees. So copy the pivot table name is to the employees and go to the pivot table analyze and go to the pivot table. So pivot table name is to the employees and press enter button. Next is add the employees to the row and add the expenses field to the value area. Sort the pivot table from the largest to the smallest expenses. Add the employees to the row area and the expenses field to the value area. So move and drag the move and drag the employees field to the row area, employees field to the row area, and add the expenses field to the value area. So select the expenses field, move and drag to the value area, and sort the pivot table from the largest to the smallest. Right clicks and sort the largest to sort the pivot table from the largest to the smallest. Largest to the smallest. So question number 12 is complete. We can move to the question number 13. So question number 13 is a change the name of the expenses column to a total and format the field with the accounting number formats. So change the name of expenses column to the total. So the copy the column name and sum of expenses to the right clicks and go to the value field setting. So open the value field setting dialog box and expenses column to the total. So copy the column name to the total and format with the accounting number formats. Click OK. So change the name to the expenses to the total and apply the and format the field with the accounting number formats. Right clicks and go to the value field setting. So open the value field setting dialog box, go to the number formats and apply the accounting number format and click OK and again OK. So question number 13 is complete. And the remaining step is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So if you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. I will guarantee you are 95 plus grades.